Hello, friends. So, this talk of Manny Pacquiao's comeback has hit the boxing world by storm, and it seems to me everyone is already immediately jumping into conclusions about the details of this comeback, when reality is, nothing has yet to actually be finalized. As of right now, it is only reported that this fight may be happening, but no contract has been signed. Not saying this fight is definitely not happening, because that decision ultimately relies on if Manny would actually want to do it. Apparently, he's already gained clearance from the Nevada State Athletic Commission according to Forbes.com, but the bigger reason as why we yet have to hear anything from Manny is because of the upcoming senatorial elections in the Philippines this May 12. Perhaps after that, we get something more concrete directly from Manny himself. However, him taking up this fight brings up another issue that I don't hear many others talking about, and it's that this puts such a massive stain on Manny's political career as a senator. For those that don't know, Manny is one of, if not the top absentee among the Filipino senators during his run, and this should come as no surprise. With all the training camps he has to deal with and fighting opponents at the highest level, it leads to a point wherein Manny can't fully focus in on both, and he has to decide on what actually matters to him more. It finally looked like he was stepping away from the ring for good and fully focusing on his political career. But now with all these rumors of him coming back again, it also looks like things are back to where they were, with Manny itching more for competition than actually being present as a senator. It would have been fine if he wanted to make this comeback, but the issue here is he is trying to make two comebacks right now. A comeback to the ring and a comeback to the Senate. So here's my theory about this whole thing. Manny will make his comeback into boxing if he doesn't secure himself a spot in the Senate. If he does, well, I would like to think that he actually focuses on it more and not become another top absentee. But now, let's get to the actual sport topic. If he does make a comeback to boxing, then there's a whole nother list of issues. Manny is 46 years old, and if we look at his recent exhibition bouts, you can see that he isn't the same person and was really struggling with someone like Anpo. Not only that, but his comeback will literally be against another world champion in that of Mario Barrios, who is also just as big as Anpo and is an actual elite level boxer. It also doesn't make any real sense how someone who has been inactive for 4 years in the pro scene can jump in front of everyone in line and immediately have a world title fight. Even when George Foreman came back at age 38, rest in peace, Big George, it took him 7 years to climb up and fight for a world title again. Unfortunately, Manny doesn't really have that time anymore, and this is pretty much his last chance at fighting in the elite level. If Manny does accomplish this goal, then he will undeniably have the craziest career and records in boxing. He is the only boxer to ever become a world champion in 8 different weight classes, 4 of those being lineal championships, the only boxer to hold world titles in 4 different decades, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and 2020s, the oldest welterweight boxing champion in history at age 40, and with this victory, he will become the second oldest boxer of all time to hold onto a world title at the age of 46, right behind Bernard Hopkins. As we all know, Father Time is undefeated, but I don't think this task is as impossible as it seems. Mario Barrios has had struggles with guys in the past and was even taken down by someone smaller than Manny in that of Gervonta Davis. He has also lost to a boxer Manny has defeated, Keith Thurman, but as we all know, styles make fights. Gone is the speed and crazy footwork that Manny has once had, but something that will never disappear is the fight IQ and experience he's going to bring into that fight. While yes, he did struggle with Anpo, he was starting to get the better of him near the end of the fight, and this is probably going to be his approach when fighting Barrios. He will need to start slower to really acclimate himself into the ring and would need more rounds than usual just to feel things out. But will Barrios even let Manny have a chance at doing that? Despite all the things I just said, this is still a very tough fight for Manny. At this age, he just can't take the same type of punishment anymore, and perhaps the biggest thing going against him is where he gets his power from. You see, unlike Foreman, whose power was more from his heavy hands and slow twitch muscle fibers, Manny's power came from his speed, and fast twitch muscle fibers are the first to disappear. Not only that, but Foreman also had a size advantage over many of the guys he fought. And even if we compare him to someone like B-Hop, B-Hop was at least fighting guys who were around his size. And he would more so rely on his mental attributes like fight IQ and technique to beat guys, as compared to Manny, who was more so known for utilizing his physical attributes like speed. While it would be a fairy tale for Manny to win a title at this age, it's going to be a very tough task. The age, ring rust, and lack of speed he once had are all going to play a big factor. I'm hoping he can pull it off, but if not, I want him to make it out of there fine.